A very good day to you. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. It's Wednesday, January 18th. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run. A Wallkill man was sentenced in Orange County Court yesterday to 7.5 years in state prison on his guilty plea of shooting a man in front of the UU Asian restaurant on Route 211 in the town of Wallkill because he thought the man was a police officer. In addition to his conviction of armed assault, Hector Luna Jr., who's 28, was also sentenced to 5 years of post-release supervision. District Attorney David Hoover says it was a somewhat difficult case to prosecute.
Everyone would have liked to have seen a sentence of greater than 7.5 years, but the issue in the case was the victim was unable to testify in the case due to the stress of having to testify and did not want to testify. And additionally, one of the witnesses in the cases were charged with perjury for testifying in the grand jury to things that were not true about the incident.
The indictment that charged Luna alleged he shot a man outside the eatery at 9:15 p.m. On April 14, 2021, the victim was taken to the hospital for treatment, and Luna fled. He was captured at the Hampton Inn Hotel in Pike County, Pennsylvania. A loud boom was heard in the village of Goshen as a van burst into a fireball late yesterday afternoon. It happened outside a home on the corner of West and Church Streets shortly before 5 p.m. A passenger said he was one of 4 workers inside the van. He said they were all painters and carpenters renovating the home. They had dropped off some material and were pulling out for the day when they smelled smoke and saw flames from under the vehicle. They jumped out of the van in the nick of time just before the vehicle exploded. No one was injured. The Orange County-owned Valley View Nursing Home in Goshen remains in need of professional staff, and because of the shortage, it has 1 unit closed. The Director of Finance, Donna Strecker, told the Oversight Committee of the County Legislature yesterday that the issue is not getting any better.
These are not new issues. They were in existence prior to the pandemic. They became exacerbated once the pandemic happened. So they're not new, and reimbursement issues are not new, but now it's just more of this is creating more and more pressure to how do we meet the demands of servicing residents.
Strecker said quality of care of residents is their top priority, and in order to do that with current staffing levels, they have closed down 1 unit and are accepting no more long-term patients at the moment. More news right after this.
Find over 100 retailers allowing you to spend hours shopping safely at the Galleria at Crystal Run. Enjoy the big brands and the diverse selection of family-owned stores all in one location. The Galleria at Crystal Run offers dining options for everyone with Fuji 110 Grill, Allen's Mediterranean Grill, and Peru Cuisine. Discover the Mid-Hudson Valley's premier shopping, dining, and entertainment destination, the Galleria at Crystal Run. For more information, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or visit GalleriaCrystalRun.com.
Rachel Casimir, an employee of the Dutchess County government since 2012, has been confirmed by the legislature to serve as Deputy County Executive as well as Chief of Staff for the County Executive's office. The 31-year-old Wappingers resident began as a budget analyst for the county in May of 2012. She's continued to be promoted based on her performance and commitment. One of her most challenging roles has been working through the COVID-19 pandemic.
A lot of people said working on COVID operations was like building a plane while you were flying it, and it was very much that way because it was something none of us had ever experienced. And in some ways, I think that gave me an advantage because I couldn't be more or less experienced than anybody else was on this particular topic, and we were all figuring it out as we went.
County Executive Bill O'Neill says that Casimir has been a trusted confidant and one of the brightest stars in county government. New York State Police underwater recovery team divers are still working at the foot of Main Street in Poughkeepsie at Warriors Park. The divers, primarily from Troop F in Orange County, have been searching the Poughkeepsie waterfront since Friday. Exactly what they're doing remains a mystery. State police have charged a Bloomingburg man with rape in connection with a sexual assault on a 13-year-old child. 29-year-old Christopher Call Ross was arrested shortly before midnight on Sunday, January 15th. When troopers responded to the residence, they learned the victim had locked themselves in a bedroom. Preliminary investigation revealed that Call Ross allegedly sexually assaulted the child. He was charged with rape, endangering the welfare of a child, and sexual abuse, remanded to the Sullivan County Jail in lieu of $75,000 cash bail or $300,000 partially secured bond. A Newburgh City Democratic Committee member has announced his candidacy for an at-large seat on the City Council this fall. Brian Luna says the community is struggling with the rising cost of living, from unaffordable rent to devastating utility expenses. Hudson Valley State Senator Rob Rollison yesterday launched an online petition calling on Governor Kathy Hochul and the Climate Action Council to reverse their proposed statewide ban on fossil fuel connections in new residential building construction starting in 2025. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run.